Hey everybody, just out here at the ocean, doing some fishing on the ocean side this morning, trying to see what was going on. A lot of dolphin, tons of dolphin out there. Pretty slow, but I did get one really nice bass, and I was going to put the footage back to back with that last video I put together because kind of an interesting little contrast. Camera died. That is a nice fish. Hell yeah. You know, I was switching up between different lures, kind of getting frustrated trying to figure out what the bass wanted. I don't think that they were even really there. I think I just got on a rogue fish, but what happened was I was cycling through a lot of different lures and sizes and weights, and I thought that they wanted white, but complete opposite of the last video I put together. The fish that I got on was on chartreuse with the black trailer. Same lure that I put down to catch fish last time. So that just goes to show, just gotta switch it up. Oh, fish on. Fish on. Came out of nowhere. Man, feels good. Woohoo! Oh, hell yeah. Freaking monster. Dude, hell yeah. Really fill up those gills. All right, you ready, sweetie? There she goes. So I would say probably the most important element when it comes to jigging for bass, which I think is the most productive way to jig for striped bass, is not the color or the trailer. It's actually the weight of the jig. And I'm just chilling at the basketball court right now, about to eat some breakfast, but kind of got this east wind today. Not my favorite wind to fish, but kind of wanted to show you because you can get the hair size correct, you can get the trailer correct, you can get the color correct, but if your weight isn't correct of how you're jigging, and whether it's deep water, current, shallow, flats, if your jig doesn't look like a bait fish and you don't have the weight correct, the bass are not going to hit it. So I think that the most important element to think about when you're choosing the right jig to use is what weight is going to be correct for the application of how you're fishing. One way that I think about it is kind of in analogies. So for me, I come up with a lot of analogies in my head. One example would be port, left, 4 letters, left 4 letters, port, left 4 letters. So for me, I think about jig weight kind of as like the moon man. So with zero gravity, there's sort of like less need to push yourself up against gravity, and I think that sort of looks the most natural as a bait fish presentation to the bass. For example, I don't know any bait fish that has so much weight in current that it's going to constantly slam, and that's one way to know that you have too much weight. Another way to know that you have too little weight is, your jig is just getting thrown in the current too fast and you're unable to reach bottom or tap bottom. That's another way to know. And when you really dial it in correctly, you sort of have that zero gravity effect where the jig is just sort of, it's bouncing, you're able to get to the right water column, but it's also floating at the same time. And the idea of that is, you want to represent a wounded bait fish. You don't want to represent some clunky piece of metal, because the bass are, they didn't get big for being idiots. They're pretty smart fish. So I think that you really have to put your thinking cap on when it comes to weight and bringing a lot of weight presentations with you. And I look at it as sort of that zero gravity effect, but maybe you have another way of looking at it.